Two receivers, Cooley top of the screen against Kenneth Lyons. Red Feather to throw. Red Feather going to the end zone. It is a touchdown. Cooley, the Bulldogs have the lead.
Two to the left, one to the right. In the backfield is Streeter with one more. Hand off Streeter, gonna try to find a hole. He does. He's gonna try to break another tackle. He does. Out to the 20. He's gonna go for the pylon, and he's gonna get in to the house. Reggie Streeter with his fourth touchdown scamper of the day gives Louisiana their first lead of the day.
You might want to look at Reggie Streeter with his fourth touchdown, but watch the block here. It looked like number 59 for the Vancouver Legion here was going to have the angle on him.
On the previous play, you know, they represent the city of Broad Shoulders.
The player with railroads.
And the throw by Dunhill is complete to Jamal Wooding, and he scores the touchdown on the very next play. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Wow, Atlanta derails the Chicago defense on that play. He gets behind him.
Everybody let him go, and Maurice Burton was the only one back.
Two backs and three receivers as Marconi drops to throw. And no pressure on Marconi at all. The pass is picked off, and the defender, or the receiver, fell over. That's Koyama Shigeki, and he scores. Touchdown Legends on a pick six from Marconi. And the receiver fell over as he breaks for the football. Actually, Cooley thought he had a catch and was just trying to get his feet in bounds. And the Legends...
Second down and 6. Pine is down 4. Cantrell empty backfield, and Cantrell up his back foot. Touchdown! What a throw from Cody Cantrell to DR Sim. That was masterful.
I thought that for sure was going to be knocked away or picked off. Anytime you see any SFL quarterback scrambling out of the pocket, it's usually not a good sign, but DR Sim gets so wide open here that he has such a huge target there for
Two-step drop from Pickler over the middle. It's another interception. Good pass. Had a big game last week, and he's off to the races. No one can catch him. Baltimore are cruising here in the first half. Touchdown Vultures.
And we just talked about it. Johnny could not afford the mistakes. That's his second interception thrown here in his first half. Alvin Mack, I've said it time and time again, every time I call their games, he gets sideline to sideline as well as any linebacker in this league. He takes advantage of a bad situation and turns it to 6.
They'll start off with no Jared McChesney, and Josh Miller will throw. Looking top of the screen, it's picked off right into the hands of Iverson Gamble. A great start for Arizona. Gamble chasing down to the sideline, and Jeremy Mosley prevents a touchdown. What a play for Iverson Gamble, the 7th-year corner, and what a start for the Scorpions.
Second down and 10, 3 receivers. Now they go to Parker on a stretch. Haven't seen that much of the night. Breaks the tackle, and then another, and he's down at the 1. He looked into me, honestly. Let's see the replay again. Parker breaks 2 tackles. Orlando's just throwing a little bit of everything at him tonight. And he's off.
3 receiver set. William Dula in the gun. William Dula to throw, firing deep over the middle. Has a man, Jalen Miller, past the defenders, 5, touchdown, Carolina. Jeff Duffy in the chat just now saying Carolina is never out of it. Don't count them out yet. Well, there you go.
Yeah, bombs away, boys. Here it comes. Down the seam, just running to go, and no one's going to catch Jalen Miller. He's the biggest receiving threat.
And Legacy both off to the right side. And Garcia will pass. Garcia's in trouble, avoids a sack, fires deep down the field. The pass is caught! What a catch in traffic! It's a touchdown! Daniel Garcia makes an incredible play, launches it down the field to Clint Myers. And Clint Myers a little upset that Studwell's getting all the love. Over the outstretched arms of A.J. Levy, and Myers gets the...
Woo! Los Angeles. Week 4, the SFL rolls on as we bring you the anchor leg of Sunday action in the biggest sim league of them all. Put away the flags. We're teeing up some real football tonight here in the City of Angels. As a Seattle Nemesis take on the Los Angeles Lichens. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. My name is Josh Zirkle. I'm bringing you play-by-play tonight. And joining me in the booth is my best friend in the whole world, Ohio's own Nate Hall. Nate, two teams each looking for their first win of the season, and someone's O's got to go tonight.
Yeah, someone's O has got to go. Both of these teams, as you stated, both 0-3. This young Seattle team, despite only having one win in their 15 games played dating back to last season, they are starting to figure some things out and starting to get an identity with their offense. They took an Indianapolis team, a good Indianapolis team at that, last week to the very limit just 1 week ago. Almost came away with a victory and their first win this season. Last week just came up a little bit short, only a 3-point loss in that one. On the other side, however, LA also coming in at 0-3. They are heading in a very opposite direction this season. Ever since season 18, where they finished a season at 4 wins that season, they are struggling ever since then, with fewer and fewer wins each season, and have yet to pick up their first one of this season, looking to get things on track here tonight.
Nate, here's a wild stat for you. These two teams actually played last season in week 3 of season 19. That was Seattle's inaugural season. LA won that game. Since that game, LA has also gone 1-11. And they will be giving Seattle the football as we start here tonight within the sunny confines of Southern California. We are underway. Seattle will get this inside their own 5-yard line and out to the 27-yard line is where Seattle will start on offense, Nate.
Yeah, Seattle led by their quarterback, Charles Blanton. Blanton had over 300 yards passing last week, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Usually, if a quarterback has either an even ratio of touchdowns to interceptions or better, they usually come out with the win. Just come up a little bit short last week. He's looking to get a hot start here tonight.
The short end of the shootout loss to Indiana. They will hand off on first down. And that is Baloo Scott. Let's go ahead and meet the Seattle Nemesis offense. The wide receiving core, Zachary Patton, David Gears, and Tita Queen. The tight ends, Dean Jackson and Scott Powell. Gus Scott in his 3rd year at wide receiver. Baloo Scott is the halfback. Paulie Truth in his 4th season at tight end. And under center, as you said, Nate, number 15, Trellis Blanton in the shotgun, actually, here on 2nd and 5. Over the middle, that is caught. And Seattle moving the chains on their first drive of the game. Paulie Truth coming up with the catch.
Yeah, Truth, the tight end, one of the 2 tight ends that Seattle has on their team. Last week had 70 yards on 6 receptions in that loss last week, but gets an early one here. Nice little slant pattern over the middle and beats a couple of defenders for LA. Nice reception all the way up to midfield.
Truth, one of a handful of receivers on the Seattle team looking for his or her first touchdown of the season. Blanton let it rip on first down, and that is a big catch by the sideline. And this offense is rolling. That is David Gears making the catch.
Yep, Gears went on a little corner route towards the sidelines there, beat his defender over there, and a great sideline catch to get another first down. They are driving after 2 big plays.
Now a 2-back set here for Seattle. Blanton, 5-step drop. Will swing it out to Scott. And Scott breaking a tackle and a nice gain on first down. Baloo Scott shucking and jiving past those LA defenders.
Yeah, after he got the ball out there in the open, he gave a nice little, excuse me, how do you do, little sidearm action there to one of the defenders to get rid of that defender, to get him out of his way for a couple extra yards after that 7-yard gain.
Now a bunch set to Trellis Blanton's left. Short drop here on 2nd down. The out route is there. That is caught, and it's another first down for Seattle, their 3rd of the drive.
And this time on that side of the field, it was Patton. Patton goes out for the out route Hacksaw couldn't keep up with them on that route and picks up another first down. They are now in the red zone is Seattle, and their first drive is looking very promising here after a few plays here of their first drive.
3 receivers all getting their first catches of the game here on this drive. Blanton will stay in the 2-back set here on first down. Scott up the middle, stopped at the line of scrimmage. And that was a nice play by Gary Marks. Let's meet the Los Angeles Lakers defense on the front. Gary Marks in his 6th SFL season. Ace Blackwell, Robert Thump, the rookie, and Brogan Spearall. The linebacking core, Tazzy Blackwell, Buddy Blaze, and Garrett Hudson. And in the secondary, TD Jack, Mike Scott, Ryan Yosef, Rochelle Colston, Ryan Proster, and Jack Hacksaw. Bland will hand off on second down. Scott going off tackle will get a couple to make it 3rd and long.
3rd and 8, and we'll see if this Los Angeles secondary can make a stop here on this 3rd down play. Here's a crazy stat for you with a secondary that features the likes of Ryan Yosef, Rochelle Colston, and Jack Hacksaw. This secondary has 0 interceptions through 3 games, tied for last place, and looking to get their first interception of the season.
Bland will throw on 3rd and 8. That is caught. It's going to be 1st and goal. Paulie Truth coming up with his second catch of the drive to make it 1st and goal.
Paulie Truth making a name here for himself tonight. And another inside route to the slant down inside the 10-yard line, beating the coverage and making a nice grab. Also a nice throw there by Truss Clayton to get inside the 10.
Swing pass to Scott. Scott, one defender to beat to the end zone. But that is Ryan Yosef that comes up with the tackle at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it was a nice little spin move by Scott. Just couldn't get past the tackle of Yosef. Down to the 1. Maybe just hand this one off to Scott. Maybe see if Scott can power herself through, get across that goal line to get that last yard to get in the end zone.
And with Scott Powell still at fullback, her chances are even bigger. But she is stopped at the line. No gain that time. A gaggle of LA defenders making the stop there. Brogan Spearall and Jack Hacksaw among them. It will be 3rd and goal.
Well, it didn't work on 2nd down. Do they try it on 3rd and maybe try to get her out on a swing pass? Let's see what they do here on 3rd and goal.
2-back set again. 3 tight ends in the game. Scott does get the call, and Scott is in for the touchdown. Baloo Scott, 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Seattle strikes first.
And Scott didn't get the touchdown the first time they tried that the halfback dive right up the middle following the fullback, but tried it the second time, followed the same blocks right up the middle, and powered her way through for the first touchdown after her 100-yard off 18-carry performance in Week 1 gets her first touchdown of the night here, and Seattle strikes first for the first 6 points of this ball game.
Visiting Nemesis rip off an 11-play drive, culminating in the Blue Scott touchdown. And the kick from Christian Ronald Sue is up and good. And Seattle leads 7-0. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Seattle living the dream right now, going up 7-0 on the road to Los Angeles, and this will be their first foray with the ball as they get this out to the 28-yard line.
And we'll see Solly Richardson and company come out on their first offensive possession. Solly had a tough go of it in their Week 1 loss against Portland, only throwing 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions for over 300 yards, and looking to get their team going here on their first drive of this ball game.
That was Shea Carroll handling kick return duties. He will stay in the game as wide receiver. Sully Richardson will throw on first down. Big shot over the middle. That is picked off. Troublesome throw on the first play from scrimmage for the offense. And Seattle comes up with the turnover.
And what a break on the ball there by Brady Clark. I don't know if Sully just didn't see him there. It looked like he was looking for number 88, Chris Lee, on that inside slant pattern across the middle. But Brady Clark was reading the Sully's eyes the entire way. Didn't look like Sully was looking anywhere else to throw that ball except for Chris Lee. And Brady Clark was in the right place at the right time to pick that one off. And early trouble now for LA.
One play, one turnover for LA. And now Seattle knocking on the door here again, already in field goal range. And they turn it over. And then a fumble. And Seattle got it back. And we'll see if any of this holds up on review.
Wow. And well, yeah, we'll have to see the replay and see if it all holds up. It looks like they're not even going to replay this. They're going to hold up the fumble. And wow, Seattle dodges a bullet on that one after they get the ball back off the fumble.
Bang, INT, fumble, and Seattle gets it back. And really, who would win if you challenge that play? I'm not really sure. So as it stands, that pass intended for Zachary Patton, incomplete. And once my head will stop spinning, we'll be at 2nd and 10.
Everybody's head is still spinning, trying to figure out what could have happened, what should have happened, and what would have happened. And I think the best thing to do is just move forward with the following drive and the plays at hand.
Blue Scott going around the left side. Seattle likes running out of that pro set. You don't see that often where the halfback and the fullback line up parallel to one another, but Seattle having some success with it now. It's 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, and most likely going to be a passing play for Seattle. Look at the trip. Look for one of the receivers from the trips to the bottom of the screen.
Out of the bunch, they go to Scott. Scott breaks a tackle, and Scott will be short out to the 26-yard line. This will be within the range, I think, of Christian Ronald Suey. I think we will see the kicker again, and there he comes.
Yeah, Blue Scott did sit down one of the defenders, but Tazzy Blackwell, the linebacker, just came in and cleaned up that tackle, made sure Blue didn't pick up that first down, and held her short of the marker.
This will be 42 yards from the left hash. Spot is down, kick is up, and that is right down Rodeo Drive in Seattle. Leads 10-0.
After only 5 minutes and 48 seconds, I guess 49 seconds into this game, and a early turnover by LA that Seattle capitalizes and gets 3 points off of. Seattle already finds themselves up by 2 scores, and LA is already in a hole early here.
Ronald Suey boots it away to a waiting Shea Carroll at the Los Angeles 7. Carroll will duck.
Look
Has
out.
some room up the middle.
Look out.
Los Angeles going coast to coast. Shea Carroll will take it back to the house. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
LA's return team just parted the red, well, I guess it'd be the yellow seats in this case, right? Because of their uniforms. But look at the blocking Shea Carroll gets on this return. Just follows them right up the middle. And Seattle's kick return team the kick coverage team could not catch up with them as Shea Carroll goes the full length of the field all the way down to the touchdown to get LA's first 6 points of the game and to cut this lead down by Seattle down to potentially 3 here, paying this extra point. That's one way to get LA back into it, even if your offense can't score points early in this ball game.
I think LA would have no problem with that whatsoever as Sid O'Lindy lines up the extra point. We had it as 93 yards. Kick return touchdown from Shea Carroll. And the extra point is good. Just like that, we got a 3-point game. Seattle's lead is trimmed 10-7. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action. and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of simulation football. And now Seattle has to follow that. Back to the 25-yard line this time. That's Gus Scott on return duties.
Depending on how this next drive goes for Seattle, sorry to cut you off there, but depending on how this next drive for Seattle goes, LA is looking at some big deficits here on time of possession after a big kickoff return, keeping the offense off the field, and the early interception on one play on that first possession.
Scott gets drilled after a 4-yard swing pass. Now, I was just going to ask you, if you're Seattle at this point, do you change anything at all? Or do you just keep doing what you're doing, what it looks like we're about to see so far?
No, you don't change anything at all. You just keep doing what you're doing. Everything for you as far as your offense has been working so far. Blue Scott's been getting her yardage, whether it be on the ground like this here. I mean, she does get stopped here for no gain. But I don't think you change anything as long as you're still getting yardage. Not time to hit the panic button yet, as long as you're still moving the ball and getting yards and picking up first downs.
8 carries already for Blue Scott. And we're barely at the halfway point of the first quarter. And now a big 3rd and 6. Both backs into block. Bland will let it rip, and Bland is picked off. And this time the defender holds on. That's Mike Scott coming up with a pick.
Yeah, Mike Scott had great man coverage as Blanton was looking for Patton on that left side on the go route, and Mike Scott had Patton blanketed on that left side. Mike Scott just went up and grabbed that one out of the air, high pointed that one, brought the ball down, and we are now even on turnovers, 1 apiece on 1 interception apiece by each quarterback.
2 apiece if you actually score the INT fumble loss, which I'm not sure I know how to do. So let's call it 1 apiece. The handoff to Logan Jack goes less than nowhere, actually. Seattle stops that in the backfield. Let's meet the Los Angeles Lycan offense. On the offensive line, Jamarcus Candy, Bob Dunham, and Vladimir Dunham. The wide receiving core, LZ Pryor, Chris Lee, Shea Carroll in his 11th SFL season. Jack Flash and Tommy Rahman, the tight ends. Logan Jack in the backfield. And under center, in the shotgun actually here, in his 8th SFL season, Sully Richardson, low snap, and he handles it across the middle, and that is caught by Chris Lee, the deep threat for the Lycans, and that's a first down.
And Chris Lee gets behind the defense of Seattle. Great find by Sully. Just beats the coverage. Looked like 2 defenders there for Seattle got stuck trailing behind the receiver there and just left him wide open. Chris Lee able to easily pick up that reception for the first down.
And a great throw by Richardson after handling the low snap. And Seattle jumped offside on that play. And lucky for LA, because Jack was stopped for a loss yet again. Looked like KT Horrell was the one that jumped off.
It's not often we see a linebacker jump off sides, but
that's Eric Stein, excuse me.
Yeah, the defensive end, Eric Stein, got a little bit too antsy there on that line and jumped a little bit too early there. Need to keep a little bit more poise on that next snap.
And that'll make it 1st and 5 for Los Angeles, and that puts him squarely in Sid O'Lindy field goal range with a chance to tie this game. Jack around the left side. Jack has the first down, shrugging Harrell off and getting past the sticks. That's a fresh set of downs for Logan Jack and the Lycans.
And we haven't really talked about how Logan Jack did last week in their loss. He did have 66 yards on 25 carries, struggled to gain yardage in that game in their loss. Didn't quite get an average of 3 yards per carry in that game last week. Looking to get better averages in this game. He did pick up a first down on that carry. Nice gain there to get inside the red zone.
3 receivers set now for Richardson. Over the middle again, and then again it's gone. LA's going to make it 1st and goal. Great route over the middle by Shea Carroll.
A nice reception there by Shea Carroll, right over the middle. Looks like it was a cross, tight end cross pattern with one of the other receivers, and just found himself open on the inside on that pattern, and the defender was caught out of place once again over the middle and right there at the 3-yard line for a 1st and goal.
Sully in the shotgun here on 1st and goal.
Wide open.
Swing pass is open. Jack is there. He's got to adjust to the throw, though. It gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage. And I think he would have scored there, Nate, with a better throw.
Yeah, he would have, because like I said, he was wide open out there on the right, but because of the poor throw that was behind him, the defender that was over there had a really good chance to close in really quickly and bring him down for a 2-yard loss on that play.
5 DBs on the field, and then Logan Jack gets a call, breaking tackles down to the 3-yard line. And I like the call to run it there with the personnel that Seattle had on the field. 3rd and goal.
He did break a tackle there on that right side. Got back to the original line of scrimmage after that previous 2-yard loss, so it's 3rd and goal from the 3. Interesting 4-3 look here. Look for a throw to a receiver. Well, maybe not. Never mind.
Jack around the right side again, and again Jack is swallowed up by that Seattle Nemesis linebacking corps, specifically Katie Horrell. And that's going to make it 4th and goal, and here comes Sitter Lindy.
We may see the field goal attempt on the other side of the quarter break, but I think that play would have been better served if you would have thrown it to the end zone because it looked like there was a 4-3 out of Seattle, and you might have had a better chance to find an open receiver in the end zone.
LA with a chance to tie the game when we come back. You're watching the Simulation Football League. 20 years, 20 seasons, 10 years on SFL YouTube. Man, they gave us notes about that, and it just went in one ear and out the other. I'm really sorry. Sid O'Lindy set to tie this game. We're in Los Angeles for Week 4 SFL action. Josh Circle, Nate Hall in the booth. Justin Reeside and Tom Kiefer doing stats. Thank you, gentlemen. There's some more stat work for you right there. Sid O'Lindy boots it through from 20 yards. Just like that, Nate, we got a brand new game. We are tied at 10.
Yeah, after Seattle looked like they were going to, really do really well in the first quarter, jumped out to a 2-score lead at 10-0. Look, LA comes back with 10 straight points of their own to tie this thing up. And brand new ball game. Seattle about to get the ball back. Seattle's been kind of stymied their last couple of possessions. They could get something going here on offense if they want to, keep the ball moving and keep things going in their possession.
Gus Scott out to the 26. Let's go to a game break. Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Josh. Been a tough week for unbeatens in the SFL. Motor City in Arizona tonight. Christopher Dean gets a touchdown, and the V8s are inside the 5 at the moment, up 7 in the second quarter. Back to you all in LA.
Thank you, Cam. Trellis Bland going back over the middle. That is knocked away. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Dangerous throw. And Seattle gets away with it to an extent. 2nd down.
Garrett Hudson, the outside linebacker, jumped in there to knock that one away. Looked like there was 2 or 3 other LA linebackers in there as well that could have possibly picked that one off. An ill-advised throw indeed from Blount, and lucky he didn't get that one picked off. Breathing a sigh of relief if you're a Seattle fan right now.
All I saw was a sea of yellow, and that ball flies straight into it.
Right.
Powell back in the game with a 2-back set. Blue Scott just nowhere to go. Swallowed up by Gary Marks again. It'll be 3rd and 9.
And ever since that first drive of the ball game, Seattle looked like they could get anything going that they wanted on the pass game. They just haven't had anything in the pass games ever since then. So LA's made some adjustments ever since that first drive, and we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
Deep drop by Blanton over the middle. He's got his receiver. A huge play for Seattle to get them into plus territory. It's T, the Queen.
And I'll take the blame for that broadcast. you know, I know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, T the Queen over the middle after that slant pattern, deep slant pattern at that. Charles Bland with a beautiful throw by Bland to beautiful catch by T the Queen, and they're already on plus side of the field, LA's 40-yard line.
Gain of 42 for Tita Queen's first catch of the game. High snap for Bland in the shotgun over the middle again, and that is caught. And Seattle really going after the middle of the defense. This time it's Zachary Patton with another Seattle first down.
And I just talked about how they were struggling to get stuff going on the last couple of drives in the pass game. And 2 plays in a row. First to Tita Queen, and now to Zach Patton. 2 first downs in a row, and they're already at the 25. It's like they heard me or something.
Seattle marching on. Blanton throwing again. This time it's deflected. Mike Scott looking for another interception. Manages to bat it away. 2nd and 10.
Wow, Mike Scott. Had he put 2 hands on that ball instead of only 1, he might still be running and on his way to the end zone right now. What a play to break to that ball, and a nice pass deflection to knock it away.
You mentioned the stat of not having any interceptions from the secondary coming into the week. They've had 2, and they did manage to hold on to one of those. Blue Scott around the left side this time, inside the 20. Gets the first down and nearly makes it to the 10-yard line before being swallowed up by Ryan Yosef.
And you see the stats there. Blue Scott starting to get some things going on the ground in this ball game. Now up to approaching 30 yards there after that great run to the outside following her blockers, and 30 yards on 10 carries and a touchdown, starting to build those stats up here early in the second quarter.
Seeing a lot of balance out of the Seattle offense so far. 13 passes, 10 runs. And there's another pass to the running back. And Blue Scott will not get past the line of scrimmage. Jack Hacksaw to thank for that, making the tackle. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, tried to spin around Jack Hacksaw, but Hacksaw was having none of it. Stayed home to make the tackle on that play. Held her out there for no gain. And a 2nd and 10 coming up. Nice play made there by Hacksaw.
Love to see the secondary chipping in on run support. And now a 3 wide receiver set. Scott Powell still in the game as well. And Blue Scott gets the call maybe a yard before Tazzy Blackwell wraps her up. Blackwell, a 3rd-year linebacker, makes it 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Tazzy did a great job just holding on and making sure Blue Scott did not get away from her there. Holding Blue there for only a 1-yard gain. 4 wide here on this 3rd down against this LA dime defense.
No Scott Powell, no Pauly Truth. Blanton scrambling in the pocket, and that is nearly picked off. In and out of the hands of Garrett Hudson. But that's good enough to keep points off the board, at least until the field goal unit comes out.
Yep, they were looking on the inside that time, trying to get Blanton. Looked like they were trying to get the ball to Gus Scott right there at the goal line, but Hudson was having none of it and comes away with another pass deflection to add to his evening.
That ball dipped on him a little bit. Looked like it hit him in those blue arm pads. As it stands, Christian Ronald Sue is going to come on the field to make this a 13-10 ball game from the right hash. This is about 27 yards. Spot is down, kick is up, and it is good from 27 as Seattle has the lead once again.
Yep, Seattle has the lead once again and looking to hold on to it this time. We'll see what LA does with their next possession. And before the game, you were asking me how to pronounce the punter's name, Butte. And I'll give you a quick note about the pronunciation of the kicker's name. It's Suey like the pig call.
It's not Suey?
It's not Suey, it's Suey like the pig call.
Shea Carroll out to the 31. And LA with 7.5 minutes to play here in the half. Has plenty of time to tie this back up or maybe do a little better.
And LA's been relying heavily on the passing game so far in this ball game. Logan Jack only has 4 attempts for 6 yards, but Richardson 3 for 4 so far, 50 yards.
Richardson will throw on first down, and that is caught out by the numbers on the left side. Moving the chains right away. Of course, it's number 86, Jack Flash.
Yeah, Jack Flash on that tight end corner pattern, just able to step in front, of Brady Clark and beat him on that route and able to come up with a reception out to the 45-yard line.
Jack Flash 7th on the SFL leaderboard in receiving yardage with 324 heading into the week. Richardson, that is incomplete. And it looks like they're going to hurry it up anyway.
Must have found something against the Seattle defense that they might like and decided to go hurry up here.
In that 4-2 front, gets a 3-wide set. Jack gets a swing pass, makes a spin move, and will get out to midfield to make it 3rd and 5. LA will hurry up again.
Yeah, they will stay hurry up. Let's see if they could pick up these last 5 yards to move the sticks.
They'll stay in the 3-wide set. Seattle runs the twist, and the ball is bobbled and eventually falls incomplete. Intended for Flash again. And now LA will send out their punter, Amelia Grace, to boot this away.
Yeah, it looked like Flash had beaten the coverage there once again on his route, but a well-timed hit by the defender just able to jar that ball loose. Bang play there, and a great play by the defense to bring up this 4th down. Nice defensive play by Seattle.
First punt of the game for either team. Seattle looked like they almost got a finger on it. Scott out to the 17. And that is where Seattle will take over at the actually 19-yard line.
Seattle now with 6.5 to go in the half. Now has a chance to extend their lead like they had there in the first quarter. Let's see if they come out here, what kind of formation they do here on this first play.
Well, they're going to go to 1-back set, but Pauly Truth back in the game. He's lined up to Blanton's left. 3-wide set. And Blanton will throw on first down under pressure, and that is caught. And another first down right out of the gate. David Gears this time making the catch.
Yeah, Gears this time on Scott. They are getting well acquainted out there, is Gears and Scott. Gears this time beats him on the out pattern, and Gears made sure he held 2 hands on that ball and make sure he didn't pop it free.
Blue Scott around the left side this time. Will get 5 yards to make it 2nd and 5. But Seattle going to the run and pass in almost equal measure. 16 attempts for Blanton, 11 carries for Scott.
And I love to see the balance from Seattle, and you just hope that they keep this up the remainder of this ball game.
Scott Powell back in the game at fullback. Quick throw by Blanton.
Oh, no. Oh, look out.
Bad news for Seattle. Blanton's 3rd pick of the game falls into the hands of Rochelle Colston.
And Rochelle Colston will get her first interception of the season, and she'll be happy to have that one in her hands after she just read that one perfectly and had that one all the way. It looked like she might have had a lot of green grass in front of her, but a lot of the offensive linemen came in and surrounded her to prevent her from going all the way, but she still got it back to within the inside the 30-yard line.
Richardson hands off to Logan Jack. Maybe a yard. David Harrell in on the stop.
Yeah, now Seattle. Yeah, now Seattle's going to have to try to get it back and hold LA to either no points or to just field goal here.
3-wide set for LA. 5 DBs on the field, giving a lot of cushion to these LA receivers. Richardson manages to snap over the middle again, and that is caught And that catch from Jack Flash gets LA into the red zone. Let's introduce the Seattle defense here real quick. Actually, go ahead, Nate. Talk about the replay.
Yeah, Doug Day got beat by Jack Flash right there. Day was able to make the tackle at least, but not before Flash comes away with a beautiful reception after that nice throw by Richardson.
Richardson now under center. Jack in the backfield by his lonesome 2 tight end set. Richardson going over the middle again and again. His receiver comes down with the football. It's going to be first and goal Los Angeles. Tommy Rahman this time.
Yeah, the fullback Robin gets in on the receiving action on a nice little slant pattern over the middle, an inside pattern. Now inside the 5 down to the 2. I'd be impressed if LA doesn't score here.
Richardson in the shotgun. Jack in the sidecar gets a swing pass, but cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. That's Matthias Citrion putting the stop on Jack to make it second and goal.
And a nice stop by Citrion on that one. Loss of 1 on the play back to the 3. Seattle needs a couple of those to hold here, to hold LA.
Big second and goal here. Richardson, 5-step drop.
Oh, wide open.
Is there. And went up and back in, and that will be a touchdown.
Wow.
Chris Lee.
Yeah, Chris Lee on the out route off to the left. I saw him become wide open. Solly found him too. And he had to come back for it. And it looked like the ball was in the end zone, but Lee was able to come back, get the ball, and go back into the end zone just to double check and make sure that he was in. Even if he wasn't in the first time, to make sure he was in the second time. And a nice find by Solly and a nice catch out there off to the left in the end zone by Lee to go up, pending this extra point by 4 points.
The extra point is good. Los Angeles has their first lead of the game, and I don't think that first effort from Chris Lee would have held up on review. We got a great look at it. He had the ball, but then both of his feet landed short of the goal line and then had to run back up to break the plane. But the second effort proved worthwhile as the Lichens now lead 17-13. Kick from Olindi is away. Scott run this back to the left side, out to the 27. And for the first time tonight, Trellis Blanton will play trailing Los Angeles.
Going back to that touchdown, though, in the end zone, do your feet have to be down in the end zone, however, if the ball crosses the pylon, as long as it's a reception?
If you're a runner, the ball has to cross the pylon. If you're a receiver, you have to catch it, and you have to have 2 feet inbounds for it to be a legal catch. Blue Scott up the middle for 6 yards. And Seattle has done a nice job, I think, Nate, of keeping themselves on schedule. They're not facing a lot of third and longs. And that's really when they're actually getting to first down, which hasn't happened very often tonight.
Yeah, they're keeping themselves on schedule. They're moving the ball. They're getting 4 to 6 yards at a time, including this big run right up the middle. Blue Scott just following the blockers that she has in front of her. Scott Powell, the fullback, is in front of her, along with the rest of the offensive linemen. Wow, just big blocks up there along that line, including the fullback, Scott Powell. Like I was saying, though, 4 to 6 yards at a time, if not more. Staying on schedule, getting first downs, that's really all that they need to do in order for them to come out on the plus side to stay on schedule. But not this. Not this.
Los Angeles pass rush gets home. And not the best sportsmanship for Gary Marks, but go ahead and celebrate, brother. You got yourself a sack.
This is one way to not keep yourself on schedule, is to allow your quarterback to go down for a big sack. Gary Marks just pushing the offensive lineman right back into the quarterback and getting Blanton down in a big way. for a 5-yard loss and a sack, and now they're
Blanton,
facing
short
pick.
drop out to the left side. That is caught. It will make up some of the difference of that as we hit the 2-minute warning. Seattle lost the lead. They're looking to get their groove back here in Los Angeles. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. Seattle and Los Angeles both looking for their first win of the season. Josh Circle, Nate Hall in the booth. Justin Reside at top, Kiefer on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Blue Scott running, looking for the first down, and she's going to be a yard short. 4th and 1 at midfield. Nate, do you go for it?
Midfield, and you're on the road. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the offense comes out here with only less than 2 minutes left in the half. Looks like they are going to keep the offense out. I like this call.
We'll see if they run a play or they're just trying to get a hard count to get Los Angeles to jump.
Oh, please run this play. I'm begging you.
Play clock down.
There
again.
it is.
Jump!
Oh, there it is.
Blanton, Blue Scott had the first down anyway, but Trellis Blanton got the defense to jump. But anyway you dice it, it's a first down for Seattle.
Wow. And that was an absolute gift for Seattle's offense after it looked like that was Brogan Sparrow, the defensive end for LA, jumping off sides along that front line for LA, the defensive line there, granting the first down for the Nemesis and continuing this drive for them late here in the first half.
And it looked like it was going to be a first down anyway. It looked like Blue Scott had the yardage, but Sparrow taking all the guesswork out of it. And Seattle marches on. 2-back set. Blue Scott up the middle again. And another nice gain, and Seattle's going to hurry up. 2nd and 6.
4 more yards as long as they keep those chunk plays.
Blanton over the middle. That is caught! And Seattle's into field goal range with just over a minute remaining.
I believe that was Paulie Truth there on that reception.
Paulie Truth lined up in the slot here. And Blanton's going to deal again. Out to the right side this time. That is caught. 2nd and 3. Blanton will line him up one more time. Short drop this time. Blanton over the middle. That
There
is.
it is. Oh!
And I was going to say touchdown, but there's a penalty.
I think it might be a late hit after he dove behind. Yeah, I think they're going to call late hit after he slid into the end zone. Paulie Truth gets the touchdown, and they're going to hit Garrett Hudson with the unsportsmanlike penalty or personal foul on the late hit. But great route there on that play by Paulie Truth. I don't think he got touched before he slid his way into the end zone. So I think that's a good touchdown. Oh, they're going to call him down. What? Okay, yeah, so they're going to extra point here. They did call it a touchdown.
They called it a touchdown, and they gave Garrett Hudson the penalty for unsportsmanlike, and it's going to be half the distance here on the extra point.
Right. So great reception there by Paulie Truth as he found himself open in the middle on the play. Great throw by Blanton as well. Now the fellas find themselves up by 3 here with under a minute left in the first half.
And I'm not endorsing anything. I just want to point out that Garrett Hudson absolutely got his money's worth on that late hit on Paulie Truth. A 1-yard penalty, basically. And it was on the try. It wasn't even from scrimmage. So I would say smoke him if you got him on that. In that scenario. But kids don't try this at home.
Right.
Shea Carroll out to the 25. 40 seconds left. What do you think LA's going to do here, Nate?
Oh, come on. You've got to be aggressive here. LA, you've got 3 timeouts. You're down by 3. You've got 40 seconds still. Your playbook is wide open, in my opinion. You don't even have to use the sidelines in this case. Just keep passing the ball, use the entire field, and use your time and your timeouts wisely. See what happens.
They hand off to Logan Jack. Sort of a harbinger of what they're going to do. But no, they call a timeout. And I just don't know what to make of that, Nate.
Well, they wanted to see what kind of yardage they could get with Jack, I think, on first down to see, what they need to run on second. maybe they thought they could break a big one on first and set it up from there. But we'll see. Looks like they might pass it here on second down. Let's hope.
Short drop for Richardson. Quick throw there to Tommy Rahman, his second catch of the game, and they will line it up one more time. Clock running, 22 seconds to play in the half. Jack around the left side has the first down out to the 40, and they will not use any of their remaining timeouts. 10 seconds remaining.
That's a head scratcher.
A little bit. And they hand off to Jack again, and Jack's going to stop behind the line.
Wow.
And now with 3 seconds left, we will see them take a timeout. Let me introduce the Nemesis defense before we get out of the half here. On the front, Sean Parrott, Greg Ward, Catherine Harrell, and Aaron Stein. The linebacking core, Katie Harrell, Matthias Citrion, and David Harrell. And in the secondary, Amar Bryant Jr., Doug Day in his 7th season, Ethan Kai, and Brady Clark, each in their 9th respective SFL seasons. And who could forget Daniel Valentine? 3 seconds left here in the half, and it looks like Sully's going to chuck it.
See if he can get some good protection.
4-man rush has time, and now is out of time. Down he goes. An auspicious end to the half there, as he is corralled by Aaron Stein on the sack. And that brings an exciting first half here to a close. Seattle closing in on their first win of the season. They lead Los Angeles 2017. Nate Hall, your hot thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, Seattle just needs to keep doing what they've been doing. I think, despite their turnovers that they've had in the first half, they have been moving the ball very well in the passing game. So far, Travis Bland's 15 of 21 for almost 200 yards. He does have the 2 interceptions, but he's also thrown one. They cannot get away from the running game, in my opinion. Blue Scott's got 60 yards. They need to keep it balanced, and just need to protect the ball a little bit better. And I think they'll be just fine. LA has been struggling to move the ball on offense, especially in the running game. Logan Jackson only got 12 yards on 6 carries. And Seattle's looking good right now. LA's just got to, find some things on the offensive side.
Well, let's see what Sully Richardson has in his bag of tricks. Can he make this a Hollywood ending for the Lichens? He will throw it on first down, going over the middle into a slew of Seattle defenders looking for Jack Flash. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And another bang play right there. KT Harrell this time on that one. Well, it looked like actually she was there on the coverage, but the hit actually came from somebody else.
I might have hit Jack Flash in the rump.
Yeah, might have, but regardless, great play by the Seattle defense to nice bang play to knock that ball free.
Victor Creed, the fullback in the game. First time we've seen that. And paving the way for Jack, and Jack has nowhere to go. That's a big-time TFL for Seattle. I think that was Matthias Citrion. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's not going to help Logan Jack's situation at all as far as the yardage, and that's going to bring up the 3rd. Oh, this could be
Seattle jumps. Richardson's going to let it rip, and that is in and out of the hands of Daniel Valentine. Let's take a look at the penalty. Actually, while we're doing the penalty, let's go to SFL HQ for an update with Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Josh. After a fake punt fiasco from Motor City, Ashley Jackson hits a wide open receiver in the end zone. That's TJ Punk, and we're all tied at 17 in the 3rd quarter. Back to LA with Josh and Nate.
Thank you, Cam. They're going to repeat 3rd down after the penalty. And instead of 3rd and 13, it's going to be 3rd and 8 after Seattle jumps offsides. Nate.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do. Look, obviously, they're going to pass it here, like on 3rd and 8, but who will be the lucky intended target, we'll find out here shortly.
Richardson in the shotgun. Seattle running the twist off the helmet of the defender. I think that hit Citrion in the back of the head. Hey, it's a PD all the same. And here comes Amelia Grace.
Actually, it looks like that might have been, yeah, you're right. That was Matthias Citrion in the helmet. Oh, man, that was a weird bounce off the head of him. And bad bounce by LA, and it brings up 4th down. Seattle's going to get the ball here for their first possession.
Grace boots it away. No pressure on the punt. Scott from his own 32, and he is greeted rather rudely there by the LA special teams. That was TD Jack putting a lick on Scott. And Seattle will get their possession, their first possession of the second half underway.
And we see the stats there. Scott with looks like almost 80 yards all-purpose so far in this game, and they need to keep this balance going.
Blanton short drop, then a bang play there. That's Ryan Proster. LA putting some licks out there tonight.
Yeah, we've seen some hard-hitting games so far this weekend, including the game prior to this one between Fort Worth and Carolina, and this one is no different. Seattle and LA, and no love lost between these two teams, and LA's
4 wide set for Seattle, and the outrun is there, and Seattle's going to move the chains again. Zachary Patton, come on down. You just got your team a first down.
Patton has beaten Mike Scott on that corner route a couple of different times in this ball game. He does so again right here. Great job to get on the outside, and Mike Scott caught out of position once again.
Pauly Truth looked like he was waiting for that ball before Zachary Patton swooped in and got his 4th catch of the game. Scott Powell, he's back in at fullback. Seattle running that 3 wide pro set yet again. And Blue Scott gets the call.
Oh, man.
And stopped at the line of scrimmage by 3 defenders, including the rookie Robert Thump. 2nd overall pick, making his presence felt, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Thump was there. Looked like Tassie Blackwell was there to also clean that up at the very end. Just great job to gang tackle Blue Scott, holding her for no gain on that play.
Seattle will stay in the pro set. 5 DBs on the field for LA. Scott, again off tackle, will get past midfield and not much more than that. And a big 3rd down for the Nemesis coming up here.
Big 3rd down play for sure by Seattle.
Blue Scott got the call on 3rd and medium toward the end of the first half. It came up short. Do they give it back to her here? On 3rd and 5 at midfield. Blanton will throw it. That ball is up. And his receiver cannot come down with it. Jack Hacksaw gets the pass deflection. And here comes Lilac Butte to punt it away.
Great play there by LA to stop Seattle, and LA will get the ball back on offense and look to either tie this game or retake the lead.
So both teams trading punts here on their opening possessions of the second half. Butte punts it away, and that is gonna collect right there at the 1 yard line. A beauty of a punt from Lilac Butte.
You took the words right out of my mouth there. Wow. What a beaut of a punt for sure. Landing that ball right there so his punt coverage team could get down there and down that thing at the 1 yard line. Now LA has got some major work to do. They got to travel 99 yards to retake the lead.
Sully Richardson in his own end zone. Hands off to Logan Jack around the left side. He's got out of the first down to the 20, down to the 30. And that's exactly what Logan Jack needed.
And Logan Jack, sir, I apologize to you in advance. That was a big run by you for about 30 yards. That was your 10th carry of this ball game, but even more importantly, you needed 6 coming into this ball game to reach 2,000 carries in your career. Now you have 2,004. in your career. I apologize for not mentioning that earlier. Congrats for having over 2,000 carries in your illustrious career, young man.
Outstanding. A gain of 30 on that play. And going to lose a little yardage that time. Fortunately, the carry still counts. And that's a big tackle there to make it 2nd and 12. Little Wheezy, the backup strong safety. All 6 foot, 200 pounds of it making that stop.
Lil Wheezy.
Lil Wheezy.
At least it's not young Wheezy.
That was me when I was in grade school. Had terrible asthma. Richardson down the left side. Deflected and falls incomplete. Chris Lee, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Chris Lee, the intended receiver, and that was Daniel Valentine saying no sir on that coverage, knocking that ball away, saying no reception for you today, Chris. I'm going to bat that one up in the air and make sure you don't catch that.
All right, 3rd and 12 here. Logan Jack in the backfield by his lonesome. Big rush.
Whoa.
Richardson's just going to dump it off. A little bit of a surprise to see that, and Jack barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. And we're going to have another punt, Nate.
Yeah, I was saying, whoa, because it looked like those D linemen was closing in fast on Solly Richardson. And luckily, he got rid of that one when he did, because he was about to take a big sack. Ends up being a positive play at least. But, yeah, 4th down, and we are just trading punts so far here in the first part of this 3rd quarter.
Punt is away. Scott waiting for it at the 36. Trying to spin his way to the 40, but no go. It will be stopped at the 39. And I have a read, so why don't I knock that out right now? Impact Monday this week heads to Portland, where the surprising and winless Florida Storm are desperate for a win against the Fleet, sailing on a high after their win in LA last weekend. Join Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp for this week in the SFL pregame, and then at Evo 9X Stadium for the action. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on SFL YouTube. And there's another ball loose!
Oh,
and
man.
Swooping in to save the day like a heron is Tazzy Blackwell.
Wow. Another turnover after that catch made by Blue Scott out there in the flats. And another turnover forced by Tazzy Blackwell, picked up, I believe.
The French call it a challenge, but it's a challenge all the
Wow.
same. We'll see if this holds up. I didn't see anything that would compel me to overturn this if I'm R62.
No, I think that was a good football move by Blue Scott.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
That's a fumble. That's a fumble.
Did she have possession, though?
Yeah, I think she did. Caught it, turned upfield.
Yeah, yeah, there it is. Wow. Wow. What a string of events here for LA. Now they are in territory already in Seattle's end of the field. And, you know, we were talking about how, you know, LA has been struggling all season, not getting the takeaways so far in the first 3 games. And now in this game against Seattle, they are being blessed with, I believe that's 4 so far in this ball game.
I have 4 as well. Blackwell with the fumble recovery, Rochelle Colston and Mike Scott, each with the INTs. And then I did not get the name of the truck that had the INT and then fumbled it immediately after. We have to count that one as well. Second and 13 after the loss from Jack. Richardson out to the sideline. That is caught. That's Chris Lee.
It's out of bounds, actually.
Let's say 3rd and 10.
Maybe challengeable.
Sully Richardson got his team the lead with that Chris Lee TD toward the end of the first half to make it 17-13. And then Seattle marched down the field to make it to get their own touchdown to make it 2017.
Bro.
Richardson, that is incomplete. That ball just laying helplessly. And guess what? We're going to see another punt.
Catherine Horrell coming in from her D-line spot, just barreling her way in to get a hurry on Solly Richardson and cause an errant throw to fall straight down to the turf to bring up a 4th down. And now we'll see the punter for LA try to pin Seattle deep.
Scott will fair catch it at the 10. Some quality special teams work there by both parties. And Trellis Blanton will try and recover from that the offense will recover from that fumble and hopefully extend their 3-point lead from their perspective. Trips to Blanton's right. He's in the shotgun. Under pressure, and down he goes. Los Angeles bringing the hurt. This time it's Gary Marks.
Wow.
Second sack of the game for Marks.
Marks was back there quick, fast, and in a hurry to make Blanton go down in the backfield. That was just lightning fast.
I'll say. Blanton, it's got to be dark, playing out of that shadow of his own goalpost. We'll throw here on 2nd down. And that is going to be called incomplete. David Gears, they said he stepped out of bounds, and now 3rd and 14 for Seattle.
That's got to be challengeable. I thought he had 1 foot in before he went out of bounds. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like they're going to challenge it, though. Wow, that's questionable.
Surprised to see that.
Keep an eye on the trips.
Blanton will stay in that 4 wide set, and they hand it off down and get blown up in the backfield. Brogan Spearall, Ace Blackwell, a bunch of gold jerseys in there to make the stop.
Ace Blackwell coming in to make a big play and tackle for loss, just beating.
Oh, that's all
block.
Ace too.
Wow, beating the block off that left-hand side. And now the punter is going to be standing right in front of that back end line of the end zone.
Butte with her heels, just inches away from that end line. Pressure comes. This is going to be a great result for LA any way you cut it. As Carroll gets inside the 40 and will take over at the 37.
Yeah, this so far in this 3rd quarter, these two teams have been trading punts all quarter long, and now Seattle's defense is going to be asked one more time to come up with another big defensive stand now in LA's territory.
And Solly Richardson basically starting this drive in 4-down territory. 3 receiver set. Hands off to Jack, and Jack again met in the backfield by that Seattle defense. And this time, it's David Harrell.
Wow, aside from that big run we saw earlier from Logan Jack on that last drive, he's just had nothing going in the run game, and another tackle for loss right there. 2nd
and 12 now. And they go back to Jack.
Oh.
And again, blown up behind the line of scrimmage. This time it's KT Harrell with the initial hit.
The Harrells make a living in opponents' backfields. I think that's one note that you can take away from this ball game so far.
Logan Jack having a Harrell of a time trying to get the run game going. And I could not apologize more deeply for that comment. 3rd and 14.
I think that was perfect.
Set. Richardson over the middle this time, and it's caught.
Oh.
Getting bailed out for a 1st down is Richardson at the hands of LZ Pryor.
I believe that's LZ's Pryor. Yeah, that's LZ Pryor's first reception of this ball game.
Yep.
And he just got in front. The defender had no chance of covering that route, and LZ Pryor was just able to pick that reception up just easily and right there at the first down marker.
Richardson will throw again on first down over the middle.
Oh.
Into triple coverage, going back to Pryor. But nothing doing there. 2nd and 10.
David Harrell this time dropping back into coverage and making a great play.
Harish Prasad making his presence felt in the chat with some commentary on the commentary. And that's what chat is there for, folks. They can't all be gems. Richardson to the shotgun on 2nd and 10. 3-man rush. Richardson, throws it. He's batted down by Katie Harrell. And now 3rd and 10 for Los Angeles.
Yeah, man. It's not one Harrell, it's another. And it's causing Richardson all kinds of headaches so far. 2 plays in a row.
Jack in the backfield by his lonesome. 2 tight ends in the game. And a deep drop for Richardson. Under pressure, and he barely gets it away before he's brought down by the behemoth. That is Catherine Harrell.
Wow. And it's a good thing Richardson let go of that ball when he did, because that would have pushed LA out of field goal range.
Yes.
Out of point range for this drive.
Absolutely. But as it stands now, Sid O'Lindy, you don't want to say this is comfortable from 43 yards, but this is absolutely within the range of a kicker that has not missed yet in this SFL season. From the right hash, spot is down, kick is up, and it is good from 43 yards, and we are knotted at 20 points apiece.
And the first points of the second half go to LA, Sid O'Lindy style, off his foot, right down the pipes. And 3 points to the Lichens, and we got another tight ball game at 20 apiece. And you just wonder what Seattle's reaction is going to be on their next drive, and what they have up their sleeves when they get the ball back.
O'Lindy boots it away. Gus Scott waiting at his own goal line. Up the middle this time, out to the 20 and down at the 23. Miss any SFL action? You want to fast forward your SFL experience? Well, check out highlights of SFL games on the SFL YouTube channel and on Highlight Nation, provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlight Nation and Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all your college football and basketball highlight needs. And if there's anybody on the Ethernets performing a critical service, it's Victor's Valiant for sure. Blue Scott up the middle, fighting for yards. Will make it 2nd and 6 as Seattle's next drive is underway.
And I think if there's one word that just fits Blue Scott perfectly this evening, it's fighting, because she's been fighting for every single yard that she's had in this ball game so far this evening. 20 attempts for 65 yards so far.
Scott Powell has made an impact in this game and will do so again here. Blue Scott on the swing pass will make it very close. It's going to be 3rd and 2 now. And that is Buddy Blaze bringing Blue Scott down short of the sticks.
But another 4 yards and making this next 3rd down by Seattle very, very manageable.
We've commented all night long about the balance, and we have seen a lot of balance. And with 3rd and 2, you could expect run or pass in equal measure. Blanton will throw here on 3rd down. Out to Scott. Can she get to the marker? Oh, that's going to be close.
Oh,
and
man.
they're going to stay 4th and inches. Brogan Spearaw brought her down before she could get the ball past the sticks. And decision time for Seattle, perhaps.
Yeah, I think they're going to punt it because they're on their own side of the field. But wow.
That's a clutch 3 and out from LA.
Yeah, that really is.
Third punt of the half for Lilac Butte. Carroll will get to the 37. And Sully Richardson and friends will take over on the offensive side of the ball. SFL action on Next Level Sports returns next Saturday with a Season 19 semifinal rematch between the Arizona Scorpions and the London Knights. Catch all the action on DirecTV channel 623. Or for a complete channel guide, visit NLSE.com. Great to be back on Next Level Sports. Seattle jumps off sides. Richardson completes the pass. The penalty will be declined. Let's take a listen anyway. Tommy Rahman with the catch.
Neutral zone infraction, number 51, defense.
Yeah, they will decline it because it would be 2nd and 1 instead of 1st and 5, so they definitely will take the yardage. Tommy Rahman with a beautiful reception. Nice 9-yard gain to bring it a 2nd short. They've been including the fullback in the receiving game pretty often so far in this ball game. This evening, that is, I believe, his 3rd or 4th reception so far in this game.
Rahman has been a busy man. Sully Richardson from the logo this time finds Jack. Jack has the first down. Short yardage run by the wily SFL veteran in his 9th season, also the general manager of the LA Lichens, and he keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, that was going to that back to that previous play. That was Tommy Rahman's 4th reception.
Rahman and Flash lined up to the left of Richardson, and Seattle jumps again. Richardson gets rid of it. Catch is made by LZ Pryor on the right side. And Seattle starting to lose a little bit of focus here as we approach the end of the 3rd quarter.
Man, Seattle doing themselves no favors right now on this drive. Defense, just 2nd time so far that they've had to, that they've caught themselves jumping off sides, and need to stay poised here if you're Seattle's defense, and so far not doing a good job of that here.
Sean Parent going to be sent to timeout if he does that again. And now Los Angeles with another chance to convert here. Logan Jack again stopped behind the line. And this time it's Citrion with a big hit. And Logan Jack just cannot get out of first gear. This Seattle defensive front is just chewing him up.
Oh, just flying past the offensive lineman like he wasn't even there. Wow.
Got to block that guy. It's about that time. May I have some fours in chat, please? We got a hell of a ball game happening here in SoCal. Seattle, Los Angeles. It's the SFL on SFL YouTube. Josh Zirkle, Nate Hall in the booth here in Los Angeles. Justin Reside, Top Kiefer doing stats. Cameron Irvine producing. Seattle and LA each looking for their first win of the season. Who's going to get it? Sully Richardson with a deep drop is going to unleash the dragon. And that is knocked away before it can get to LZ Pryor. It'll be 3rd and 9.
LZ Pryor back there on the intending end of that reception. Brady Clark, free safety. Perfect coverage on that one. Read it perfectly to knock that one away. Probably should have had the interception after reading that one so well on the great coverage, but he'll be happy with the pass deflection. That
was a good ball for Richardson. A lot of quarterbacks have a tendency to underthrow that, but I thought it was on the money. And just a great play from the defender. Richardson again. Oh, that one perhaps a little more questionable as Daniel Valentine knocks it away. It'll be 4th down. Here comes Amelia Grace yet again.
Man, Daniel Valentine came out of nowhere on that one. Broke on the ball in a hurry. There's no way Sully could have seen that one coming. Great break on the ball by Valentine. Almost had himself an interception. And a nice pass deflection as well.
4th punt of the half for Amelia Grace. No pressure. It's away. And Scott will fair catch at the 15. And LA's really done a nice job on the special teams end of things. Seattle, now offensively, will try and break this 2020 tie.
Very interesting that we're at a 2020 tie, and just glancing up at the other game going on, Motor City and Arizona is a 2020 tie with a little over 3 minutes left in that one. Wow.
Should be ready for a Hollywood ending for one of these teams as Blue Scott meets Garrett Hudson almost at the line of scrimmage. Call it 2nd and 9.
Still need to keep the LA defense honest, away from too soon. Good job. Only getting a yard, however, but definitely need to keep the defense honest and keep running.
Lichens defense shifts. Blanton. Oh, nearly picked off. Very questionable throw that time for Blanton, and Mike Scott nearly had a one-way ticket to the house.
Yeah, almost had his 3rd interception of the ball game right there, and probably had his first pick 6 had he held on to it. Wow, what a missed opportunity.
And now 3rd and 9. Scott in the backfield by her lonesome. Trips to Blanton's right.
Watch the handoff. Nope, maybe not.
Short drop. The out route is there, and that is caught, and that will be a first down for Seattle. Zachary Patton.
The reason I said watch the handoff is because we've seen it on 3rd and long before earlier in this ball game, where Seattle's offense would use that trips formation and then try to catch LA's defense napping by handing the ball off to Blue Scott and only picking up 4 or 5 yards on 3rd and long. So that's why I said watch the handoff. However, this time they do throw it to Patton and pick up first.
Blanton under pressure. Down he goes. The Lichens pass rush gets home. And once again, Trellis Blanton has to scoop himself up out of the LA dirt.
Wow, what a big sack. Loss of 2 yards by this LA defense. And now Seattle's got a longer way to go to try to pick up this first down. Great job by this D-line.
I believe that was Spiro in on the sack. There were 2 or 3 defenders in there. It was difficult to pick that number out. Scott to the 30. And still has some chicken left on the bone here for 3rd down.
Yeah, big run. Picked up half of what she needed on that 3rd down play to pick up the first down. 6 out of the 12 so far, but they got a big 3rd and 6 coming up to get the first.
And this time, Blue Scott nowhere to be found. Blanton absolutely throwing here on 3rd and 6. Trips to his right. Pauly Truth there as well. Over the middle. It's all slants, and that's a catch. T to Queen. Coming up with another big catch in this game. And another Seattle first down.
Yeah, T to Queen. We haven't heard from her since that big 42-yard reception in the first half, but she comes up clutch here with a nice first down reception right over the middle. You said it, all slants right there. Every receiver converging towards the middle, and she picks up a nice completion, pick up the first up to the 43.
Less than 9 minutes to play here in regulation. Here in Los Angeles, Scott Powell back in the game at fullback. In the eye set, Blanton will dump it off to Scott, and Scott gets a block and will get close to midfield. A fair gain on first down to make it 2nd and 6.
That looked like a 4-yard loss all the way before before he turned upfield, but Powell picked up a great block on that edge and sprung Blue Scott loose.
Scott Powell's had a lot of great blocks tonight. Blanton in the shotgun this time. 3-man rush from LA. Blanton unloads into triple coverage looking for David Gears. But no completion to be found there. It'll be 3rd and 6.
And Gears has been pretty quiet tonight. Only has 2 receptions now on 7 targets. He hasn't had very much of an opening so far in this ball game to get very many completions. LA's been doing a fine job of getting coverage on him this evening, led by coverage on Mike Scott.
Zachary Patton and Pauly Truth co-lead the team with 5 catches each so far in this game. 3rd and 6, 4-man rush from LA. Blanton unloads and it's deflected again. Mike Scott with another pass deflected, and that's going to send on the punt team for Seattle.
Yeah, my Scott so far having himself a day, or I should say having himself a night tonight. 4 tackles, and not to mention his 3 pass deflections and a couple of interceptions.
Less than 8 minutes to play in this game. Lilac Butte will knock it away. Carroll to the 16. And that is where Sully Richardson in LA will take over. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. Visit them at apmmusic.com. Sully Richardson from his own 16-yard line, looking for points. Less than 8 minutes to play in regulation. He will throw it on first down. Out to the left sideline. That is caught. Removing the chains already. It looks like Chris Lee. Those bright blue arms. Recognize those from space. 2nd and 4.
Yeah, it's Chris Lee now with 4 receptions, approaching 50 yards receiving. He usually lives on those out routes. He does a nice job on that one over towards the left side.
Jack flash to Richardson's right. 3 wide set. Logan Jack to the left side this time. And Jack drags the defender to the sticks. Not quite there. It's going to be 3rd and inches. And Jack just fighting to find a way into this game.
Yeah, 3rd and inches, and a big 3rd and inches for this Seattle defense, trying to make a stop here and not allow.
Do you give it to Jack here, Nate?
I would try to see if this right line or right side can open up. Oh,
they do, and he gets blown up in the backfield.
Wow.
Seattle has been doing that to Jack all night long. David Harrell coming up with the stop, and we're gonna have another punt.
And I said it earlier this ball game, the Harrells make a living in opponents' backfields, and it proves to be true once again here. David Harrell, this time the recipient of a tackle for loss, and blows up Jack in the backfield, and Jack nowhere to go. Tackle for loss, 4th down.
5th punt of the half for Amelia Grace. And Scott will get this out to the 45-yard line. Don't leave the stream without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out content for teams and learn about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, fantasy football, survivor pool, and more. Visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon on the menu, and I will see you there. The Discord server. Blue Scott. Scott will get dropped behind the line of scrimmage this time. And it's Garrett Hudson making the stop, 2nd and 11. The defenses are dueling tonight, Nate.
They really are. These two teams getting tackles for losses, big tackles for losses when they need them the most, helping their teams out any way that they can.
Less than 6 minutes to play in regulation. Trellis Blanton in the shotgun. Blue Scott to his left. Twist coming. Throw is behind Scott. She's going to lose yardage on the completion. It's going to be 3rd and 13.
Definitely not what you're wanting if you're a Seattle fan, because usually if you're going to pick up a session over in the flats like that, you usually want to leave room to turn up field and not lead them too far out of bounds. That one just went too far, close to the sidelines.
Clock running, less than 6 minutes left. Trips to Blanton's left. Blue Scott in the backfield by her lonesome. Short drop, under pressure, and Blanton's going to go down again. Another big sack. Gary Marks has his 3rd of the game.
Yeah, Marks gets the hat trick of sacks for the ball game, and wow, just pushing his way back there all game long, making Blanton's life so much difficult, and for the 3rd time just brings him down.
Lilac Butte comes out for her 5th punt of the half and barely gets it away. Shea Carroll from his own 24 will get out to the 27. And who is going to be able to move the ball down the field here with just over 5 minutes to play in regulation?
I think that's the biggest question for us right now, right? Because last few minutes for both of these ball teams, the last few possessions over the last several minutes, we've been at a stalemate ever since LA got that drive that ended in a field goal. So I think that's the biggest question on everybody's mind at this point.
And that field goal, the only scoring we've seen in the second half. Seattle led 2017, and LA managed to tie it up. Wow. And there's another sack. Sully Richardson could have run back to his own goal line, but still would not have been able to escape Catherine Harrell.
And Catherine Harrell slung down Sully with authority, just swung him down like a rag doll. Ow.
Suplexed his right, Ethan Kai. 2nd and 18. Richardson will try again, and that is complete over the middle to Jack Flash, who gets past the original line of scrimmage to make it 3rd and 9.
Doug Day there to clean up that tackle and make sure Jack Flash goes no further after that reception. Now a big 3rd down for both of these teams. And LA needs to move the chains to avoid a 3 and out, and Seattle needs another stop coming out in a dime situation.
Richardson will throw. Going deep down the sideline, looking for LZ Pryor, but it's knocked away.
Wow. Oh man, LZ Pryor on that one, looking for the reception, but this time Amar Bryant Jr. comes in and knocks it away. Nice pass deflection to knock it away. Great job on the defense.
Amelia Grace will punt this away to Gus Scott.
Oh,
nearly blocked.
Wow.
That's the first pressure we've seen from Seattle on the punt all game. Scott gets it out to the 40. And we'll see if Seattle can cobble a drive together for the go-ahead points in this game.
They are starting with great field position, almost to midfield at the 40-yard line already. So, they just need to string a couple of first downs together, start moving the ball. We haven't seen them move the ball very much here in the second half. They just need to get a couple of passes together, sprinkle in other little runs here and there to Blue Scott, and see what they can do.
Blanton over the middle. That is caught!
Oh,
and
nice.
Getting drilled at midfield is number 88. That is Gus Scott.
Yeah, Gus Scott. After a beautiful throw by Trellis over the middle, finding, just a beautiful catch over the middle on the inside slant pattern to Gus Scott. And Rochelle Colston just a massive spear hit to get him behind the line there.
2nd and inches. 2-back set. Scott gets the call again. Scott stood up at the line. Going to be no gain. Tazzy Blackwell held Scott up before she could get it past the sticks, and now it's 3rd and inches.
And we've seen Tazzy come in and makes a couple of big plays on defense. That one was another one right there.
Seattle will stay in this formation. Scott will get the call again. Has the first down. Less than 3 minutes to play in regulation.
I love it when running backs get skinny, because we saw it right there. Blue Scott gets herself on that right-hand side and squeezes herself sideways through the offensive line to the little sideways. Excuse me, I got a first down to catch.
Blanton to the left side. Caught. David Gears makes the catch. Getting past a leaping Mike Scott. Mike Scott says, yeah, you got that one.
Wow. Yeah, Mike Scott was trying to high point that ball to at least get a pass deflection on that one. But nice touch on that one by Trellis Bland, able to get that over to David Gears. Gears with a nice reception, not allowing the defense to get it in the way of his eyesight.
Bland throws again. And this time Scott is brought down after a short gain. We have hit the 2-minute warning. Seattle's at field goal range. Will they be walking out of LA with their own Hollywood ending? You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube. Josh Zirkle, Nate Scott in the booth. Nate Hall in the booth, excuse me. Sorry, Nate. I feel terrible about that, Nate. I'm so sorry. But let's get back to the game. Trellis Blanton. Pump fake, and down he goes. But at least I called his name correctly. Tazzy Blackwell once again with the stop and stepping over. And Allen Iverson, did you see that?
Oh, man.
That is ice cold. Tazzy Blackwell stepping over Trellis Blanton, and now it's 3rd and long.
And out of field goal range, I might add, at the moment.
Absolutely. Bland's going to take a shot, and that is nearly picked off. Jack Hacksaw had 2 hands and 9 fingers on it, but could not bring it in. And as you mentioned, Nate, that sack on 2nd down took them out of field goal range.
And you have to punt this if you're Seattle. You cannot allow LA to have field position on a missed field goal at this point. You have Butte, a contracted punter, who's already placed the punt and allowed your punt coverage team to down at the 1-yard line already once in this ball game. Bring him out, try to get another awesome punt down inside the 5-yard line.
And there is Lilac Butte. A minute 28 to play. It's 4th and 14. I don't think there's any question this is the correct move. And Butte is going to drop this right in the pickle barrel.
Yeah.
Inside the 5. They're going to spot it right at the 5-yard line. Let's sneak over to SFL HQ with an update from Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Josh. In the final few minutes of a crazy finish in Arizona, Ashley Jackson hits Ryan Owens for the game-winning touchdown, 27-20. Arizona trying to run out the clock, actually fumbled. Motor City could not take advantage, and the Scorpions survive unbeaten. Back to you guys for your finish.
Thank you, Cam. We got a good finish cooking here. Sully Richardson over the middle. That is caught. Chris Lee hauling it in. Ellie's going to call timeout with 1:16 remaining.
What a throw and catch. Richardson to Lee. Lee on the inside post pattern. Just barely beating the defender to the spot. Diving down to pick it up and avoiding the hit at the same time. What poise by Lee to go down and get it, and then to be able to catch it at the same time as getting hit. Wow.
Great route and great attempted murder there by Brady Clark, but did not dislodge the ball from Chris Lee. 1st and 10 again. Under pressure, Jack gets the outlet pass, and Jack is dropped by David Harrell. They're going to line it up. Just over a minute remaining.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. If you're LA, let's go.
5 DBs on the field for Seattle. Richardson over the middle again, and again it's caught by Chris Lee. That's Elsie Pryor, excuse me.
I'm not sure why they're not taking timeouts. You have 2 at this point.
Richardson double checking things. Goes out to Jack again. Jack gets upfield. Jack does not get out of bounds. 2nd and 7 now. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, still not calling timeout. 30 seconds and counting.
We will go to overtime if they do not score here. And that is nearly picked off.
Oh, probably should have been. Oh,
wow,
my.
Daniel Valentine.
Wow. It is almost Valentine's Day, and that would have been an absolute gift if he would have picked that one off, because he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
What's the Valentine's equivalent of a lump of coal in your stocking? Because that might be headed Daniel Valentine's way after that play.
Yikes.
And now 3rd and 7 for Los Angeles. Richardson will throw again. Out to the left side this time. That's caught. Good for a 1st down, and now LA calls timeout.
All right, you're not in field goal range still. You got 1 timeout left now. 20 seconds, 1 timeout, and you're at the 45-yard line. I think you still need at least another 10 yards to get yourself comfortably in field goal range of your kicker, of Sido Lindy.
We've had 11 punts in this half. LA kicking a field goal, scoring the only points since the break. And LA has a chance, and they could win the game if they could get another field goal here. Less than 20 seconds remaining. Richardson to the right sideline.
Oh,
and that is
picked.
picked off. Amar Bryant Jr. heading upfield and gets past midfield. He's got blockers and gets into plus territory with 10 seconds remaining.
Oh my goodness, Amar Bryant Jr. with perhaps the play of the game for Seattle's defense so far. Looked like a diving attempt made by that receiver for LA, but Bryant Jr. had the wherewithal to follow his blockers up the sidelines all the way up to inside the 40-yard line down to LA's 39. There's still 10 seconds left in this ball game. Seattle has 2 timeouts. They can use the entire field here. 4 wide shotgun in Seattle. Let's see what they do.
3 wideouts and Paulie Truth to Blanton's left in the shotgun. Blanton will throw one over the middle. That is caught, and they still have timeouts, and they use one here.
At this point in the ball game, wow, it's completed. Blanton finds the receiver over the middle. Get that play out of the way on the nice reception over the middle. You're at the 24-yard line. This point in the ball game, Ronald Suey, bring him out, chance to win it, ball game. You got your first win of the season.
That was Gus Scott making the catch over the middle, who's been contributing on special teams and the offense so far. Christian Ronald Suey, who has missed 2 field goals this season already, will try and win the game from 40 yards out. From the left hash, it's a high snap, but the quarterback gets it down. The kick is up, and it is good. Seattle, 23-20 with 1 second remaining.
Yeah, hold on. There is 1 second left. Let's talk about this field goal, though. It was a high snap. The snapper got it down, and Suey's kick was right through the pipes. But we still have 1 second left, and I will bring your attention. We did see 1 kick return for a touchdown already by the returner for LA earlier in this ball. Jade Carroll took the return all the way up the middle to the end zone for the full length of the football field in the first half for a score. Will he do it a second time?
That was 93 yards from Shea Carroll for their first points of the game. Can he do it here? Clock is at 0, and Carroll is going to get dropped, and Seattle has won their first game of the season. Seattle Nemesis 23, Los Angeles Lichens 20. Nate Hall, your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts on the game was, wow, what a game just overall by both these squads. LA, they had the interceptions, they had the turnovers that they thought they needed to come away with the victory. They had the passing, they had the offense to go along with it. I mean, they didn't have the rushing to go along with it. Jack did struggle in the game, only 39 yards on the ground, but Sully Richardson did a masterful job, in my opinion, of moving the ball and getting the ball to his receivers. Ball game, 21 of 36 for 198 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks. But he did, for the most part, take care of the ball today. But Trellis Blanton, 27 of 40 for 281. He'll probably end up being the player of the game with a touchdown. Wow, just Seattle just making the plays that they needed at the end of the day to pick up this victory. And congrats to Seattle on picking up their first win of the season, going up to 1-3 on the season.
And a big shout out to Seattle, or a big shout out to Los Angeles, who played so well. You mentioned the lack of interceptions in the game. They had 4 takeaways in this game. Mike Scott had one, Rochelle Colston had one, and of course Tazzy Blackwell had the fumble recovery in the second half. And this was just an amazing second half of defense. 11 punts in that game until Seattle was able to drive down the field, Nate, and come away with that game-winning field goal.
And yeah, actually, Mike Scott actually had 2 if you count that one that he fumbled away and got back. So.
Yeah, and I think we should. Baloo Scott is your player of the game. 25 attempts, 74 yards, a touchdown, and a partridge in a pear tree. Congratulations one more time to Seattle on their first win of the season. For Nate Hall, Justin Reside, Top Key for Cameron Irvine, I'm Josh Circle. Thank you for joining us here on SFL YouTube. Until next time, we will see you on the internet.